Coming up next on 10 News Weekend Edition, the billboard in the South Bay was supposed to be dark tonight, but things became even more mysterious. I'm Adrienne Alford.
And I'm Leonard Villarreal. History is made at the Gay Pride Parade, and Roseanne Barr is in trouble again. The Weekend Edition is next.
Should government require business to guarantee parental leave? They tried it in Rhode Island.
Good foods, pastas, chicken dishes, the recipes I make when I have time, but all low fat, low cholesterol, and low sodium. If you want good tasting food, there is a choice, and with Healthy Choice, the choice is yours.
Coming up next on 10 News Weekend Edition, the billboard in the South Bay was supposed to be dark tonight, but things became even more mysterious. I'm Adrienne Alford.
And I'm Leonard Villarreal. History is made at the Gay Pride Parade, and Roseanne Barr is in trouble again. The Weekend Edition is next.
Should government require business to guarantee parental leave? They tried it in Rhode Island. On ABC's World News Tonight next week.
If you live near a road or highway, your family could be in danger. Lead poisoning hidden in neighborhood playgrounds, backyards. Primetime investigates Thursday.
David Brinkley here. Sunday on our This Week program, we'll be broadcasting from Los Angeles. We'll look at the problems of politics of California and what they mean for the rest of the country. Join us here following the British Open Sunday.
Tonight, watch the Weekend Report over most of these ABC stations. America's watching ABC.
In 1896, it wasn't easy to capture the cold, but it was worth it, because it kept America's finest draft beer, Michelob, pure and fresh. Now the cold has been captured in a new draft beer, Michelob Golden Draft. It's cold filtered for a smoothness and purity that could only come from Michelob. Capture the pure cold, Michelob Golden Draft.
Find the Sporty Scoop is just one surprise after another, beginning with who makes it. The Scoop from Hyundai. Yes, Hyundai. Save big during Hyundai clearance time at your Hyundai dealer now.
KGTV San Diego. Adrienne Alberts. Roland Stedham's weather. Rick Powers on sports. Now, the team that stands for San Diego. This is 10 News Weekend Edition.
For a week, it's been the largest nighttime event in the county. At 11 o'clock, the event surrounding the billboard in the South Bay became even stranger tonight. Despite the fact power was cut to the miracle billboard, thousands continue to show up for it.
And none of them were disappointed. Most who stood in front of the billboard saw the miracle, they want to believe in it, or they need to believe in it. But the fact is, most believe.
Looks like there's somebody's face, like they're
Traffic stretched for miles in all directions. People traveled from all over to see if they could see the spirit of 9-year-old Laura Arroyo. Are you here to see the billboard? Are you here to see the billboard? Are you here to see the billboard?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to drive by and see what it is.
Yeah.
Many believe the face of the 9-year-old murder victim is clear as can be. Other people see different poses on the whitewashed billboard. The owners of the billboard said they would not turn on the lights tonight. Then the lights mysteriously popped on. But even with the lights off, people gathered around.
When the lights were off, somebody, I think it was car lights, shined up on it, and you can still see it.
You can still see it. You believe?
Yeah, I think it's her.
Who?
Her spirit.
Traffic got so bad, Chula Vista police closed the road that passes in front of the billboard. Police believe someone in the crowd may have found the power switch and turned the lights back on. How much longer will the billboard get power? The billboard company says they'll make a formal announcement on Monday. Meanwhile, lights on or off, people by the thousands continue to converge on Broadway and Main in Chula Vista.
A trip from a church rally in the South turned tragic for a group of teenagers this weekend. 6 teenagers were killed and 9 other people were injured when a dump truck hit a car and rolled over onto a church van near Camden, Tennessee. The teens were returning to Texas from a youth conference they had attended near Nashville. The truck apparently rear-ended a car, then crashed into the van traveling in the opposite direction. All 3 occupants of the car were hurt. The rail company responsible for spilling a toxic weed killer into the Sacramento River is doing what it can to clean up that mess tonight. Southern Pacific Rail Company is pumping air into Shasta Lake, which is downstream from the river. Shasta Lake feeds into the state's drinking water supply. Authorities say the drifting poison has already killed all the aquatic life between the spill and Shasta Lake. That amounts to about 100,000 trout and other fish. But state officials say drinking water has not been affected.
New reports tonight say Police Chief Daryl Gates has agreed to announce his retirement once a replacement is found. The LA Daily News reports that Gates has drafted a letter to the city official saying he is prepared to step aside. The newspaper says the plans to submit the letter to the city council on Monday. The panel formed to investigate the beating of motorist Rodney King has recommended that Gates step down. Cheering crowds greeted President Bush upon his arrival in Turkey today, but not everyone was happy about it. 5 bombs exploded today in Turkey just before the president arrived. But the rash of firebombs was under control before the president's plane touched down. As the first American to visit Turkey in 32 years, Mr. Bush was greeted warmly by the president of Turkey, Turgut Özal. President Bush praised Turkey's unflinching cooperation in the war against Iraq. He added that he considered it a crucial part of his success.
We are thinking that Saddam Hussein, having learned his lesson once, will hopefully not embark on the kind of carnage that resulted in our having to do what we did in the past with Turkish cooperation.
Winding down a week-long trip overseas, President Bush said he was occasionally tired due to a hyperactive thyroid, but he said doctors are watching him closely. So that's good news.
All right, Leonard, while the president travels in Turkey, Secretary of State James Baker will head from Saudi Arabia to Amman, Jordan, just about 1 hour from now. Mr. Baker is continuing the U.S. push for a Mideast peace conference. Today, the Saudis agreed to suspend an economic boycott of Israel, but first, Israel will have to stop settling Jews in the occupied territories. Today is the 21st anniversary of an event a lot of people remember. It was 21 years ago today, July 20th, 1969. That's when 2 Americans became the first men to land on the moon, the Apollo 11 mission. Millions watched on TV as Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin guided their lunar lander down to the Sea of Tranquility. There, Neil Armstrong said something you will probably remember.
The Eagle has landed.
Moving on to current events, the 42nd Space Shuttle launch is set for Wednesday morning. The shuttle Atlantis will launch a $120 million satellite. There's much more to come on the weekend edition. Roseanne Barr has some new legal trouble to deal with.
Pet owners who paid for cremations have even more to be upset about.
And next, making history at the Gay and Lesbian Pride Parade.
Okay, sit down. Ringside seats. $250.
This is gonna be great.
These days, a good value is hard to come by, unless you come by KFC for the amazing double bucket deal. For a limited time, get a 10-piece bucket of chicken for $8, and the second's just $4. Repeat, $4. The double bucket deal, only from KFC.
Speed. Ricoh Copier Speed. Ricoh's revolutionary menu reader does the job with one button. Fast. Power. Ricoh Copier Power. Built to work to get the job done fast. Ricoh, where imagination becomes reality. Call Copyline in San Diego at 1-800-28-RICOH for a free trial now.
In Washington, new highway safety regulations are...
We're in an era of fierce competition, spanning not just the nation...
For these demanding times, BMW introduces the safest 3 Series ever built, with a near-zero maintenance engine and perfectly balanced handling. The dramatically new 325i. BMW meets the demands of the 90s with its spirit intact.
Presenting this summer's blockbuster hit, starring 5 legendary performers. California classic, The New Scratcher, now playing statewide.
Thousands of people turned out in Hillcrest for the 17th annual Gay and Lesbian Pride Parade today. More people came to see the parade than ever before. Performers ranging from campy to straight amused onlookers. Well, on the surface it appeared frivolous. There was some serious messages passed along. One group collected for AIDS research, and political activists gathered signatures to get the state to pass a version of the Human Dignity Bill. Mayor Maureen O'Connor took part, and for the first time, so did a San Diego police officer in uniform. For some, it was a long time in coming.
This is great. It's fantastic to have the support of the chief and have the support of the community, and I thank everybody.
And his wasn't the only badge on the scene. Nearby, the Sheriff's Department set up a recruiting booth.
It fulfills a campaign promise that Sheriff Roach made prior to his election, and number 2, and perhaps more importantly, it reaches a tremendous quantity of the persons within the community.
Thousands more are expected for the festival tomorrow. It continues till 10 o'clock tomorrow night.
Roseanne Arnold is a top TV star, but her landlord says she's a party animal. He's suing Roseanne and Tom Arnold for $171,000 for allegedly trashing the house they rented from him. The suit says the Santa Monica home was left in shambles a year ago, including broken windows and a scuffed tennis court. In addition, the suit claims the Arnolds took items like silverware, dishes, and linens. The Arnold publicist denies the couple damaged the property, but the landlord, a CBS Records executive, says the couple's $32,000 security deposit doesn't come close to fixing the damage. A group of pet owners in Oregon is furious tonight about the way a pet crematorium has operated its business. Last month, authorities raided the Faithful Friend Pet Crematorium in Portland and found the bodies of 70 dogs and cats scattered around the property. The owner faces a misdemeanor charge of littering. Former pet owners are furious.
Our Dalmatian Casey was a vital member of our family.
Philip Cushman paid for his Dalmatian's cremation and was given an urn of ashes, but his dog's body was among those found on the property. Other owners are equally upset.
I don't know if this is my dog.
Pet owners plan to keep meeting to organize a civil suit against the cemetery. They hope to put it out of business.
The latest expedition to visit the wreck of the Titanic is back with new photographs. The group of international scientists used the state-of-the-art lighting and cameras to get these newest pictures. A submarine launched from a ship sunk 2.5 miles to the ocean floor for a good look at what was called the once unsinkable Titanic. Scientists described eerie feelings watching the once luxurious ocean liner. Many people died when the Titanic sunk when it hit an iceberg in 1912.
Roland will show us what we need to know to make plans for tomorrow.
And later, Mike Smith has details on a shutout with the Padre game.
He's got a deceptively easy putt here. He'll want to take his time.
Yeah, you don't want to rush these 3-footers.
And away they go. In the center, Hanson. 15 love.
Drop everything for opening day, Wednesday, July 24th. First race, 2 p.m.
In Japan, where the luxury performance sedan has been revolutionized by Lexus and Infiniti, a new luxury performance sedan has just won Japan's highest honor. Introducing the new Diamante from Mitsubishi, Japan's car of the year. Mitsubishi. The word is getting around.
And this figures the bottom line,
I just
Sam.
don't think you understand.
Late night, Sam?
Once again, Martha.
Look, Sam, we've had another great year at Winston Tire, right? Nobody can match our service or quality, right?
So?
So our prices should be higher than the competition, not lower.
Wait a minute. What do you think, Martha?
I always say, if it ain't broke, why fix it?
Sheesh.
Winston continues rewarding customers with wholesale prices every tire, every day.
Late night, Sam?
Once again.
Sam.
So, here's Roland.
How you doing, guys? Good to see you.
We're doing great.
We have many things we'd like to be saying, but because we're nice and we're discreet, we're not saying.
Oh, boy, look at all this weather I have to talk about.
I can't wait till I get home and take off my shoes.
But you know, there's nothing more relaxing than taking off your shoes, you know?
I think so.
Yeah.
What's the weather going to be like tomorrow?
My feet were hurting, okay?
Okay.
Just because, never mind. It's going to be very nice. We had some clouds, some drizzle today throughout San Diego County. You know what's really interesting? I keep asking myself, is this July? Or is this early June? Because it really feels like that. As far as the calendar is concerned, it's July, of course, but meteorologically speaking, we are in the middle of a June gloom. Let's get right into it as we open up tonight's weather window. We're going to take you out to the northeastern part of the country. This is New York City. At least 14 cities in the northeastern part of the country experienced record hot temperatures today. Afternoon highs of 95 degrees at Caribou, Maine, 101 degrees at Providence, Rhode Island. Equaled July records for those two locations. New York City today was 100 degrees this afternoon at downtown Central Park. So many people, needless to say, suffering from heat exhaustion. Not a very pretty sight. They say this is one of the worst heat waves they've had there now in the last 11 years. Outside of the airport, temperature right now is 65 degrees. Relative humidity is 78%. Sunrise will occur at 5:55. Sunset of 7:55. Ocean water temperature 67. Surf is about 1 to 3 feet. Wind is out of the northwest at 8 miles per hour. We do have cloudy skies and diving visibility is pretty darn good, about 15 feet, and they say it is good diving. Temperatures for the county. Look at these numbers. You know, typically during the month of July here in San Diego, we normally experience high temperatures around the inland valleys in the mid to upper 90s. Look at these numbers today in the 70s, and we had 0.02 of an inch of precipitation out of Poway. Of course, all of this came down in the form of drizzle. All reporting stations throughout San Diego County today had at least a trace of precipitation. Coastal highs remaining in the 70s. Things may start to warm up slightly. Latest satellite picture, first of all, shows what's left of an old tropical storm that may start sending in some occasional high clouds to San Diego tomorrow afternoon. But as we zoom in a little closer here on the southwest, very clearly the picture is painted for us, and that is an area of low pressure right across northern California, northwestern Nevada. That is producing a weak cold front extending all the way down into Southern California. That cold front this morning had enough moisture and enough cold air to squeeze what little moisture we had in the clouds today, and that's where we got the precipitation. This is going to start moving out of the area by tomorrow, but still tomorrow morning when you wake up, you'll see morning drizzle, at least in some localized areas. Otherwise, a little more sunshine on tap for us tomorrow than what we had today, and that's good news. Radar summary, this is the latest one, still showing some rain up around Northern California and around the northern Sierra Nevada. Dry throughout the southwest. Big thunderstorms boiling up today across parts of Arizona, New Mexico, and Colorado. They had up to 2 inches of rain in just a few hours across northeastern Arizona today. And also the thunderstorms have basically settled down for the night, but they had some brush fires kicked off across parts of West Virginia because of the thunderstorm activity. The national radar summary, the national satellite picture right there showing the thunderstorms still boiling up to this hour across the central plains. And all that moisture, it's the monsoon season, my friends. That stuff just kind of comes in from Mexico. And usually in the month of July and August, we see some of that moisture blossoming in the form of thunderstorms here. We really haven't had that as of yet. Coastal forecast, morning clouds and drizzle. Afternoon sunshine for the inland valleys. Will have only partial clearing along the coastal sections tomorrow afternoon with high temperatures to remain in the 70s inland. Up to 80 degrees in the mountains. Deserts about 102 degrees. Cloudy tonight. Clear skies there tomorrow. And then the extended forecast, morning clouds, otherwise more of the same, little afternoon sunshine on Monday. And then as the week progresses, high pressure is supposed to rebuild here around the southwest. And as the high pressure builds in, we may actually see some sunshine down at the beaches. All those people who are visiting us here from Arizona are saying, hey, you know, cool is cool, but where's the sun? Because it really hasn't happened. It's been really, really a strange July.
And they pack their sandals and their tennis shoes.
Oh, yeah, you know, and just their little water wings and everything, because, you know, they're not too used to the water.
Great time to take off the shoes and walk barefoot on the beach.
Yeah, what kind of shoe polish do you use?
Change the subject. Hey, Mike Smith is here.
Mike Smith is here. I don't know what you two were doing at 8 o'clock this morning, but I know for a fact that Mike Smith was here preparing for all of the sports today. He showed up. Padres probably shouldn't have.
Well, I was getting ready for a big Padre victory, had all the highlights ready, and can't use them. Because the Padres, well, they found the Phils rough and ready. There's a tie for lead the British Open, and the Chargers get their first taste of contact. Sports is next.
Okay, you guys said you were sure you could think of things that are not here in the Pacific Bell Smart Yellow Pages, so let's start naming them. You know, just any time now, because we're rolling. You can just name all the stuff that isn't in here. Don't wait for a Byron Tammy. You start. He's probably organizing his alphabetically, all the things that aren't here. Just don't talk at once, you know. Look, we don't want you to feel embarrassed because, you know what we say. If it's not in here, maybe it doesn't exist.
Miller Lite goes to millions of parties a year.
These guys want to go to all of them.
They can't stay long.
Everywhere you go,
everybody's drinking it.
Oops.
You don't say beer now, you say light.
Miller Lite.
It's it,
and that's that.
Good news, San Diego. Alpha Beta is now lucky. You'll find everything now has lower lucky prices. Down every aisle, on every shelf, in every department, throughout the store. With the same friendly service you're used to, just like before. When the sign goes up, the prices go down. The new lucky name with lower lucky prices. Come in. You'll like the change.
Mitsubishi 3000 GT is Motor Trend's Import Car of the Year. To celebrate, your Mitsubishi Motors dealers are offering special deals on award-winning Eclipse, Galant, and Montero. Like now, you could save through factory-to-dealer incentives. The award winner is Mitsubishi. The savings winner is you.
Hurry, come in for a great deal at your San Diego County Mitsubishi Motors dealer.
The Padres just can't figure out how to get runs off Philadelphia pitching. They got one last night. Tonight, nada. As the Phillies' Bruce Ruffin shut him out on a two-hitter. Here is the only run the Phils would actually need. The ex-Padre John Kruk unloaded to lead off the second off of Greg Harris. Really the only bad pitch that Harris made. Now, the Padres had some chances in the fourth inning. Gerald Clark hit a one-out double to left off the wall, but died at second base. In the seventh inning, with a couple of men on, Scott Coolball into the threat with a pop-up to first. Nice grab by Kruk. Now the Phils added some insurance in the eighth. Kruk got his second RBI of the night. Darren Jackson missed a diving catch, and Wes Chamberlain scored. It was 3-0. Then another ex-Padre, Dave Hollins, brought Kruk home with a triple. 4-0 Phils. And that was just one of those nights. Even the fans took a licking, a little 2.5 gainer, and right on his backside. The fans at Shea Stadium were hoping to see their Mets hang one on the Dodgers. And when New York sent 10 men to the plate in the fourth against Earl Hershiser, it was looking pretty good. Dave Magadan banged one out, 4-0 New York. But the Dodgers said, hey, we can score in bunches too in the fifth. Dave Hansen hit a 3-run shot. But there was more. Inning wasn't over. Eddie Murray followed with another 3-run homer, a 6-run fifth inning, and the Dodgers went on to win it 11-7. The Reds finally won one, snapping a 10-game losing streak. Eric Davis supplied the punch with a 3-run homer in the first. Then the defense took over against the Pirates with 5 double plays. The Reds take it 3-2 and still figure as part of the pennant race.
You know, we still have a shot. Fortunately for us, LA has struggled right along with us, and you know, we could have won 9 in a row and still been 5.5 out. So it doesn't matter. What we have to look at is we're 5.5 out and we have a chance.
All right, take you around the rest of the National League. Chicago's Greg Maddux shut out the Astros 6-0. St. Louis nosed out Atlanta 2-1, and the Giants beat Montreal 5-3. American League strange play in the Yankees-Oakland game on Ricky Henderson's grounder. Randy Velarde came home and tagged third. Matt Noakes forgot no force play. Jamie Quirk gets a cheap one. Matt forgot to tag him. Nothing cheap about this one, though. Bernie Williams, a gapper to right center. The runners on the move. 2 runs scored. Williams wound up with a triple, and New York wound up with a 5-1 win over the A's. The Minnesota Twins are hot. They have won 8 of their last 11. And the first at Fenway today, if you can believe it, you're looking at Kirby Puckett's first ever home run in Boston. Now, Scott Erickson also came through for the Twins, 7 shutout innings for his 13th win. Mark Guthrie pitched the final 2 innings to wrap up the 5-0 victory. On the scoreboard, Kansas City stopped the Tigers 8-4. Seattle took a 5-1 win from the Orioles. Chicago beat the Brewers on Robin Ventura's 10th inning homer. Texas over Toronto 11-6. A couple of other finals, or one other final actually. Cleveland beat California 4-1. Looks like a great finish in store for the golf fans at the Royal Birkdale course tomorrow. Mark O'Meara and Ian Baker Finch are dead even with a round to go. Baker Finch, well, he has to be the gallery favorite tomorrow. After all, he's coming off a record-setting performance on the 17th, a 25-foot eagle. Then on the 18th, Baker Finch dropped a birdie putt, wound up with the best round ever at Royal Birkdale, a 600 par 64. Now, O'Meara wasn't too shabby either, a round of 67 for a share of the lead, and they'll play side by side tomorrow in the final 18. Best shot of the day easily belonged to Fred Couples. Fred probably won't challenge for the title, but there is nothing wrong with this one. To about 6 inches from the pin. And Seve Ballesteros also had his irons working on the par 3-12 right near the top of the leaderboard, and Baker Finch and O'Meara know that Seve is there. Here's how it looks. O'Meara and Baker Finch by 1 over Eamon Darcy and Mike Harwood, and there is Ballesteros at 208. The Chargers opened the gates at UCSD today, and some 5,000 fans showed up to watch the scrimmage against the Rams. Nothing like a little free football to fill the joint. Fans got an eyeful of rookie running back Eric Bieniemy. He was a workhorse, carrying the ball 16 times for 42 yards. He also scored on runs of 1 and 4 yards. Now, through the air, Chargers with 2 quarterbacks going today. John Freese completed 7 passes, 111 yards and a touchdown. This toss to Terry Orr. Bob Galliano threw for 107 yards and a touchdown. Monica Seles seems to have something against England. She passed up Wimbledon a couple of weeks ago. Now Seles says she won't play in the Federation Cup next weekend in Nottingham. Monica says she's concerned about the stress fracture in her left leg. Finally, Greg LeMond is going to have to pedal his fanny pack off if he wants a 4th win on the Tour de France. LeMond didn't improve his position in today's 14th leg, a 107-mile trip through southern France. He wound up 43rd today, finds himself about 5 minutes behind the overall leader, Miguel Indurain of Spain. Now, today's winner, Italian rider Bruno Cinghialta. So we'll have more tomorrow as they wrap up the British Open. We'll be right here on Channel 10.
Sounds exciting.
Greg LeMond was about this place last year, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, he
kind of lagging back there.
You know, my mind doesn't really carry back past Thursday, but if you say so, Adrian.
Sure, yes.
You're right.
Here. Okay, coming up, when dogs are far more than man's best friend.
The Europeans make fine luxury cars. We know Lexus has acquired thousands of them in trades for our